we will be able to flourish in everything, every aspect of our life, right? So that's the topic. So let's kick off with actually. Sorry. Let's kick off with in the book of Matthew. So let's read the context, right? So from that time, Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things from the elders and the chief priests and scribes and be killed, and on the third day be raised. And Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him, saying, "Far be it from you, Lord, this shall never happen to you." But he turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a hindrance to me, for you are not setting your mind on the things of God, but the things of man." Then Jesus told his disciples, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? For the Son of Man is going to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay each person according to what he has done." So you'll see like this key words, right? If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. And you will see in the context of what it's saying, right? You see one of the key words over there that Jesus says is like to set our minds on the thing of God, right? Even though Peter was trying to, from a human sense, what he was saying made sense, but you can see that there's a difference between being worldly minded, even though we think it's a good thing, versus being heavenly minded. So in this case, even though Peter and all of us would have thought that Peter was just innocently saying something that any of us would say, you can see how Jesus rebukes him. It shows like how we have to reset our thinking and like just what we see in front of us or what seems good to us from a worldly perspective is not necessarily God's point of view. And then you'll see like, so now let's dive into it, right? So the point here is like we have to, the way of the cross means following Jesus, ultimately, right? So you'll see in Luke chapter 9, Jesus said, if anyone, so this is in Luke, so we read Matthew's Luke. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. This is a daily exhortation from Jesus, right? We have to carry our cross every single day. Each one of us has a different type of cross to bear. And this is one of the things I think a lot of us struggle in life, right? It's very easy as we look around us to be, why is this happening to me? Why can't on that side? It's a constant temptation because life is tough. Every day is tough and it has its own challenges. And Jesus knew this. So when Jesus says, take your cross, right? I mean, there are a lot of funny things that people say, right? Like, my husband is a cross, or my wife is a cross, right, for me to bear. And in some sense, it may not be totally off, depending on what is going on in our marriage or in our relationships. But the point is, like, everybody has something that they have to be faithful towards. God has given everyone something to carry and to accomplish their lives. But most importantly, the cross, as Jesus states, means denying ourselves and doing the will of God. This is what the cross ultimately means. Not my will, but thine be done. Right? This is the cross. Cross is where we die and Christ lives. Right? So every time we want to say something, we don't say it. We want to give a piece of that person our mind, we don't do it. Not my will, but thine be done. Right? That is the cross. We want to feel jealous, we don't. If anyone would want to come after me and be my disciple, let him deny himself and his will and his desires and take up his cross daily and follow me. So as we keep going, you can see in John chapter 14, so I'm going to touch on different aspects of following Jesus, right? So we can dig deeper into it. So in John chapter 14 verse 15 it says, if you love me, you will follow my commandments. So according to Jesus, there is only one proof that we love Jesus. that we keep his commandments, right? Keeping his commandments, which means denying ourselves and following every day, picking up our cross, this is all part of commandments that Jesus gave us. So that is